Hello, I'm Michelle Neal and welcome to The Theatre Show, your window into Australian community theatre. In the news this week, at a star-studded ceremony last week, the winners of the 2010 Sydney Theatre Awards were announced. Over 300 members of the Sydney theatre community packed the auditorium at Paddington RSL to celebrate the best of Sydney theatre throughout 2010. Best Mainstream Production was awarded to Belvoir's production of Measure for Measure, which also won Best Direction for Benedict Andrews and Best Stage Design for Ralph Myers with Sean Bacon. Best Independent Production was awarded to The Fence, produced by Urban Theatre Projects. Belvoir's production of The Diary of a Madman won 4 awards. Best Actress in a Supporting Role for Yelle Stone, Best Costume Design for Tess Schofield, and Best Lighting Design by Mark Shelton, and Best Score Sound Design by Alan John and Paul Charlier. And Sydney Theatre Company's production of Uncle Vanya won 2 awards, Best Actor to my favourite, Richard Roxburgh, and Best Actor in a Supporting Role to the one and only Hugo Weaving. Organisers of the London 2012 Olympics have announced that William Shakespeare's 38 plays are to be performed in different languages. Plays will include King Lear, an Australian Aboriginal, and Troilus and Cressida in Maori. The special season is part of the 2012 Cultural Olympiad, which was set up in 2008 in London to celebrate the Olympics. Let's hope we see those productions here in Australia. And that's the news. Coming up later, Mel Day will present The Guide, and Valentino will be presenting Theatrecraft. But now, in the spotlight. In the spotlight this week, we take a closer look at Short and Sweet, the world's largest 10-minute theatre festival. We're with the artistic director Alex Brune at Newtown Theatre.
My name's Alex Brune and I have the great pleasure of being the festival director of Short and Sweet Sydney 2011. Short and Sweet Sydney is very special every year, but this year it's even more special because it's the 10th anniversary of Short and Sweet. A lot of people said it wouldn't last. They're not here, but we still are. So it's good to be here and presenting this night of theatre. It's a big round of applause. People ask me often at times, why has Short and Sweet been so successful? Why has it grown to all over the world, to Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Canberra, Singapore, Malaysia, Auckland, Delhi? Because we're strict on time. We time all the plays and we're very rigid on that. 10-minute time limit does, I guess, is it makes directors, actors, writers value every second on stage. Every second is precious. It makes sure that every movement, every line, every gesture is perfect or is important to the progression of the play.
Vienna! Our compliments!
Short and Sweet. All the really successful Short and Sweet plays, they have a very simple, very interesting theatrical idea. Something that comes to life on stage in front of an audience, that uses theatre, lights, sound, bodies in space, something in using the theatre to tell their story.
It's basically looks at a relationship between a mother and son on the car ride back from her picking him up from prison. As the story unfolds, you sort of learn a few family secrets and some truths are told, which I don't think the son ever anticipated, and it makes for I guess a really climactic moment in the piece, and it's a really bleak human story.
The character you play is actually an ALP staffer, and at one stage she reveals that she's doing it for
Christina Keneally. Indeed.
Was that something you wanted to work on to make it very current leading up to the election?
I think so. I think it was funny that it was fitting actually with what was going on, and that people like Clover Moore and Christina Keneally had both had very public accidents when they were trying to do exactly the same thing, ride their bike to show that people can do their bit for the environment, and it's just fitting that they had a comedic end to their journeys, and that Alison, my character, can also have the same.
When your father finally found the house, you threw him out. That's why he bashes me and can't honour you as his son. He's got no dreams anymore. Like me. That's the real story.
You expect me to believe that load of rubbish? Alison.
Yes?
Is it true that the state government $76 million poured into improving our cycleways is nothing more than a waste of taxpayers' money?
I just want to ride my bike.
But you're the Labour Party's media liaison officer. So obviously this attempt to ride said bike has been set up as a publicity stunt prior to the next election.
There's no politics here. I'm just doing my bit for the environment. You're not from the anti-cycle lobby, are you?
No, I'm from the Liberal Party.
At Short and Sweet we have a broad range of ages, and I think that's the fantastic thing about Short and Sweet, that it's people right at the start of their career going right through to their end. So I think about the youngest person involved is 16-year-old, I think there's a 16-year-old actress, and probably the oldest is an 80-year-old actor. So Joan, there's a perception, I guess, that Short and Sweet's just for young people, and I guess you're young of heart.
Oh, how sweet of you.
But what's it like working with these really young directors and young actors? How do you find it?
It's great, and I find that we're respected, we're accepted, and that's what's so wonderful about theatre. You can be 17, you can be 97, and it doesn't matter. Everybody gets on well, people respect one another, and it's a levelling ground. It really is, theatre.
It should be $300 each. Cassandra, you approach businesses for raffle prizes. Delphine, you liaise with exclusive caterers, and Mrs. Rowbottom, you help with invitations. I'll deal with the bear.
It's a festival for all, whether young, old, male, female, wherever you come from. It's a country that it's a festival that truly represents the whole country.
Week 4 of Short and Sweet runs at the Newtown Theatre from the 26th of January to the 30th. Get your tickets early as most sessions are selling out, and you can book online at the Short and Sweet website. And now, Mel with the guide.
Here are the new shows from Sydney and Melbourne this week. Griffin presents Speaking in Tongues by Andrew Bovell at the Stables Theatre in King's Cross from February the 10th to March the 19th. The Sydney Theatre Company presents In the Next Room by Sarah Rule. This is both a 2010 Pulitzer Prize finalist and a 2010 Tony nominee for Best Play, from the 7th of February to the 27th of March at the Drama Theatre, Sydney Opera House. The Sydney Gay and Lesbian Mardi Gras is almost here, and as part of the festival, Canary by Jonathan Harvey opens at the New Theatre Newtown, 2nd of February to the 5th of March. The Fantastics, music by Harvey Schmidt, book and lyrics by Tom Jones, is at the Genesian Theatre, Sydney until February the 19th. The Comedy of Errors, presented by the Royal Shakespeare Society until March the 12th in the Royal Botanic Gardens, Melbourne. Avid Theatre presents Closer by Patrick Marber at Theatre Works St Kilda until the 5th of February. And that's the guide for this week.
Have you ever been confused by which is stage left and stage right? I know I have. Well, Valentino's going to explain everything in our next segment, Theatre Craft.
Hello. Today I'm at the old swimwear factory. Now, a theatre is divided into two parts. There's the audience and there's the stage. Today we're going to talk about the layout of the stage. Now, if you're an actor, your director might have said to you, move downstage, or asked you to move upstage. Or your stage manager might have said, I want you to bring that table in from stage left and take it over to stage right. Now, what does all this mean? It's a little bit confusing. So what we're going to talk about now is the layout of the stage. The stage is actually divided into 9 sections or blocks. Now, where I'm standing is centre stage, and that's right in the middle of the stage. So if I was to move straight down from where I'm standing, I'm moving towards the audience, which is actually referred to as downstage. And because I'm in the centre of the stage, it's downstage centre. Now, if I was to move to my right, the actor's right, that is what we call stage right. And because I'm in the centre, it's downstage right. So then I move across, and this is downstage right. Now I've got my actor George on stage. I'm going to give him a couple of directions. Let's see if he picked up what we talked about. Okay, George, could you please walk up stage centre? Wonderful. Could you please walk stage left? Excellent. And now, can you please come down to centre stage and take a bow? Well done, that was excellent. Okay, Michelle, it's back to you.
Thanks, Valentino. I'm not confused anymore. Stage left, stage right. Well, that's it for this week, folks. A big thank you to Alex Brune, Mel, Valentino, and all of our presenters. If you would like to get involved in the theatre show, simply visit our website. I'm Michelle Neal, and see you next time.